Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning. So today we're going to do some introduction to dual physics. Maybe what is dual physics? What can you use? Apa different dia from any other numerical method? And then uh, next week we're going to do only 1 hour je because for me I think kita tak nak do too long, but kita do consistently every week 1 hour and 1 hour, and then we try a lot of examples. Okay, kita buat example dulu, kita buat slowly, pick it up slowly, buat example to example, understand each examples, and then baru kita start doing our real case study. If you guys ada case study yang nak try, tapi kita start slowly by understanding the software first, and then go through the manual, all the examples, and then lastly building our own case study. That is what I always teach my student. Walaupun ada student yang komen kata kenapa sama je semua example every week. For me, you can understand dulu fundamental dia, go through dulu all the examples, and then baru kita start building the case from the basic, and then you slowly add the complexity. Jangan terus pergi ke kompleks, nanti you sendiri pening kat mana error yang happen. So start from basic, slowly build the complexity. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So like I say, not going to take a long time. 1 hour of introduction, I think is enough. View full screen. Okay. Dah nampak? Okay. Okay, this is what I did during my PhD. Okay, I did my PhD in University of Southampton. Okay, under the supervision of my supervisor, Professor Penny Temerel and Dr. Ming Yi Tan. Okay, so we use this one method called smooth particle hydrodynamics. Okay, the method dia tu panggil smooth particle hydrodynamics. Kenapa dia saya akan terangkan? I will explain it further to model the free surface punya simulation. I think maybe some of you confused apa kena dual physics and SPH. So I will explain related. So you can actually see bawah ni. Dual physics tu nama software tu, tapi the formulation tu based on smooth particle hydrodynamics. Macam we have Del semua tu, the basic simulation dia sama je. They will always use equation of mass ke betul, equation of mass ke momentum equation ke, always there dalam software tu, cuma kita tak perasan. Sekejap, ada saya punya ni. Okay, so kalau tengok apa itu SPH, dia sebenarnya tergolong under mesh free. Dalam simulation kita ni, if you notice, if you do mic or delve, there always a mesh that you have to determine. Kan, doesn't matter lah kalau you use triangular ke rectilinear ke curvilinear ke, you always have a mesh. Okay, so the difference is this one is mesh free, meshless. It doesn't have a mesh. It only have this small particle that define the medium. Small particle kecil-kecil tu macam pixel tu macam mesh lah. If you see the gambar pixel tu, that is the mesh. But this is like a dot particles. So all these particle, they define your medium tu. Dia dipanggil smooth particle hydrodynamics. Nanti ada juga reason. So dia kalau dalam fluid dia dipanggil Lagrangian. Okay, dia ada Eulerian, Lagrangian. Lagrangian ni dia track every particle. So kenapa dia, why is it more beneficial to mesh base yang ada mesh ni? Dia can simulate high velocity impact. High velocity impact, explosion, braking. So if you notice, for those yang buat, that is the reason why for those yang buat kajian for the coastal, near coastal, okay, you need the high velocity first, you need the braking, and of course you need the explosion when the slamming lah, explosion, the slamming of the wave onto the structure. So that is the reason why they're good in simulate interaction tu. Sebab dia sangat senang. Setakat tu okay ke? Chat satu. Sorry, ada orang nak masuk. Saya tak tengok chat je. Ada chat. Mana chat? Okay. So, to summarize again, SPH adalah based on particle, dia adalah mesh free. Unlike dia punya adik-beradik yang lain yang mesh based. Yang ni tak payah tengok lah apa. Dia ada banyak-banyak lagi. So, dia amatlah beneficial. Advantage dia digunakan dalam any high velocity impact yang ada slamming, yang mana ada braking banyak of the free surface. Contohnya macam mana kapal mendarat atas air, when you release avalanching masuk dalam air, coastal defense, okay, and then you ada structure tengah offshore punya platform, and then apa ni, port, so they're very good in that. Okay, ni tak payah, ni saya punya PhD. So macam mana dia berfungsi, ni secara fundamental dia. Okay, first dia ada one physical problem. Contohnya you ada bentuk empat segi ni, you have a medium. Okay, and then dia akan discrete kan, dia akan pecahkan all these empat segi ni into small particle, and each particle tu will have their own volume, density, mass dia, and dia akan solved by hydrodynamic punya equation, and then every particle tu akan diinterpolatekan by konsep dia smoothing lah, maksudnya dia akan sum every particle. That is the reason why dipanggil SPH. Terbalik sikit lah, SPH. Smoothing particle hydrodynamic. Maksudnya smooth particle hydrodynamics. Okay. So maybe you ask how the particle interact with each other if there is no link. Kan, kalau if you have mesh, there's a link between the mesh. So because every particle dia ada their own radius dia, range, yang kita panggil kernel. Meaning that one particle dia ada dia punya own range dia yang dia boleh interact. So this one maybe tak perlu risau, tak apa. Just nak bagi tahu je lah, dia akan interact. Contohnya kalau K punya particle ni, the black one ni, contohnya dia punya range dia 2H, depend lah H tu berapa. They can only interact with this number of neighboring particle. So kalau kita translate into the fluid domain ke, this white particle here, dia boleh interact with those yang dalam neighboring particle yang banyak ni. And then the next one pun sama juga, dia boleh interact dengan ni. And then the next one pun the same range. So dia macam kita ramai-ramai duduk dalam dewan, when someone push you, so another person tu pun akan push another person, and another person tu akan push within the range dia. So ada link of interaction dalam tu. Jadi automatic terus. Macam dominoes lah. When you push someone depan tu, automatic orang tu akan push the rest. With the same force. Ataupun semakin lama, force tu semakin berkurang. Depends on the external force tu lah. Okay. Setakat tu okay. Chat 1. Kalau okay. Okay. So I proceed again. Okay, we're going to take it slowly, because it's better to go slowly and understand everything. Then you go super fast, until you stuck. Okay. Okay, tak payah. Okay. So that, sorry, saya tengok. Okay, this all my stuff, so tak payah. Okay, next, we going to, that is all the fundamental. What is, mana saya punya? So I'm going to show you the team behind the DualSPHysics ni. Okay, so if you open the DualSPHysics.org, so this is the main website, the introduction to the DualSPHysics. Okay, dia macam ni, today ni DualSPHysics is based on smooth particle hydrodynamics. Yang tadi tu lah, dia punya konsep dia tu adalah smooth particle hydrodynamics, tapi dia keluarkan DualSPHysics. Yang ni SPHysics ni is the previous one. The previous one they only use Fortran. Okay, I think they use Fortran, and it's very difficult for newbie like us untuk nak buat kadang-kadang, because kita tak faham sangat the coding. And then they do the new one, the dual. It's the, kenapa dia panggil dual? Because it can use CPU and GPU, and it based on C++. So C++ ni okay sikit lah. Daripada Fortran tu is a bit tough. And dulu SPHysics CPU lambat. Okay, I think most of you yang buat mic ke apa ke, you know kalau you run CPU very slow. So they do this dual, they do this coding with CUDA. Siapa yang main game kita tahu kot CUDA GPU computing. So it can run on many cores. If you have like 8 cores punya computer, it can run parallel in 8. GPU tu, kalau GPU tu ada banyak core, it can run dalam GPU tu. So making it first quite cheap. Maksudnya GPU, bukanlah GPU tu tak cheap, tapi if you buy you punya GPU, you don't have to buy a very powerful workstation sangat, because normally people kena hantar dekat supercomputer ke, kan, kalau kat overseas tempat saya tu, there's one supercomputer khas for running any simulation. So you must submit your jobs, and then the supercomputer will run it and then give back result to you. Tapi for DualSPHysics, I don't have to, because I have, as long as I upgrade my GPU to the latest one, I use a proper workstation, then I can run my stuff from the home pun boleh. And dia tak ganggu you punya komputer. Maksud dia, kalau you run on GPU, tapi your monitor ataupun ada proses tu based on CPU, it can still work. You still buat kerja you on CPU, tapi you run the program on GPU. Kalau you buat dua-dua on GPU, nanti you punya monitor tu akan freeze. Dia akan, sebab terlalu banyak sangat running. So bila saya buat kerja, saya always running on GPU while I'm doing my work on CPU. Okay, kita tengok sini. So dia ada every year punya workshop. Okay, now we're going to have 5th DualSPHysics Users Workshop, 15-17 March 2021 dekat Spain. You can follow also the Twitter, the official Twitter, DualSPHysics Twitter. So you can have Okay, the good thing about DualSPHysics ni, for open source punya community, dia very updated. Daripada Xbish lah, saya perasan Xbish dengan Dev. Dev mungkin laju sikit. Xbish slow, dia punya documentation dia like everywhere. Saya tak tahu kat mana. DualSPHysics very good, very systematic dia punya DualSPHysics. Dan dia open source. Okay. So kat sini ada banyak update, you can find ni, people working in DualSPHysics semua. Okay. Coupling. Okay. Okay, dan the reason why kita guna open source ni always ada persoalan kenapa tak pakai mic je ke apa ke. Okay, mic is something yang not all people have access to. Okay, that is the reason why we use DualSPHysics. As an academician, kalau kita pakai open source like DualSPHysics, Delft, 3D, open source, Xbish, we can always have the chance to discuss with other people on the forum ke apa ke, and always have a chance to do webinar ke, workshop ke, because everyone have the same access to it. But if you use something yang you have to pay, commercial base ni, not people have the privilege to access it, making it difficult to have sometimes discussion. Kita kena consult the company itself to untuk buat something. You know, sebab kita bayar dia, kita nak consult dia pun kita kena bayar dia. That is because adanya, it's better to use open source lah for academician like us. Okay, so dalamnya ada banyak forum, ada news, fact, reference, ada download animation, ada S-Physics ni, the previous one, workshop available, ada tutorial, feature, documentation, user interface, visualization, developers, and trading. Okay, so we can go one by one. Okay, today we're going to look at apa dia punya, maybe we want to look at the animation first, what it can do sebenarnya. Okay. Okay, it also have their own YouTube channel. Okay, 1K punya ni. So you can see DualSPHysics can be applied to coastal engineering. Mungkin ada yang dah tengok dah ni ke? Dah ada tengok dah? One ataupun belum tengok lagi? Belum? Okay, nanti boleh follow dia punya YouTube channel. YouTube channel DualSPHysics. So it can show you a different teknik. Ni sebab dia buat post processing lah, pakai Blender. Okay, you can see wave generation. Tapi you can see ada banyak breaking kat situ. So sini pun ada breaking. You can see splashes. So wave overtopping, coastal engineering, overtopping flows. Yang ni dia akan combine with ArcGIS, and then dia ada port. Macam mana kalau ada sea level rise, port tu boleh tahan tak with the impact of wave. Okay, so sini adalah sea breakwater. So you can do a different kind of breakwater. You can simulate the impact. So you boleh tengok dia punya elevation dekat atas breakwater. You boleh tengok wave run up there. And also you can see the force, pressure exerted on each point. You can letak point kat sini, kat mana-mana point. And then you can compare with the one that you ambil in situ ke, ataupun you buat dalam numerical tank ke, kat Nahalin, for example. Okay. Okay, so urban furniture. Maksudnya kalau orang letak macam-macam kan kat tepi pantai Miami tu. Okay, ni sama. Ni kalau you ada different bathymetry, what will happen? Ni pun sama. Decoupling with DAM model. Okay, and this DAM model juga. So, kalau ada push yang sangat kuat, ni untuk debris flow, rocky debris flow. Macam mana? Okay, ni port. Lalunya kalau macam ada resonance of water kan, lalunya dekat tepi port. So resonance pun play a major important. Coastal engineering. Macam tadi yang dia buat 2D, but this one is the 3D part. You can handle 3D as long as you have a quite powerful GPU. You just have to wait je lah, tak perlu. And then mooring. Okay, moorings ni pun for buoy, okay, buoy yang letak dekat tengah-tengah pantai tu. So kalau berlakunya monsun ke apa ke, buoy tu boleh bertahan ke tak, ataupun kapal ke. Ni this is the floating buoy ke, ataupun energy device. Okay, ni platform. Kalau ada oil tank platform. Ni kalau untuk tengok wave from, tak payah lah, yang ni dia just ni je. Ni untuk kalau ada banyak nelayan. Okay, nelayan parking kan, selalu ada banyak case nelayan parking dia punya boat tepi-tepi tu. And kalau what will happen kalau ada banyak sangat, dan kita boleh tengok interaction between the wave and also nelayan tu. Okay, and this is the last one, real coast. This is quite big lah. Kita boleh tengok macam mana interaction of coast, macam mana air naik. So everything ada dia punya advantage dia. Contohnya macam X-Beach, dia more to morphology kan, sedimental, how the sediment changes. Dia bagus on that kind of technique, but dia ada that infragravity wave. So for DualSPHysics, it's more to structure, the interaction with structure itself. So ada banyak sini, you can always follow the YouTube channel DualSPHysics dia. Okay, setakat tu, if you have any question, if okay, type 1 or okay, then I will continue. If you have question, you can just unmute yourself or put in the chat box. Okay dah? So, okay? One, tak okay? Tak okay kat mana tu? Are you okay? Belum? Okay. Mana belum? Okay. So, you dapat idea dah. Okay. So, for mine, it's better you nak use for a big open ocean kan, offshore punya. Tapi when it come closer to the near shore, kan, you want to look the sedimentation more, you want to look at the erosion ke deposition, you want to tengok the mixing ke sediment punya ni, and you want the influence of infragravity wave, then X-Beach is a good approach jugalah. But when you come closer lagi, you nak tengok interaction between the structure, you nak tengok how the impact of the wave, then DualSPHysics can become a very good tools for that. So different objective, different tools. Okay. Okay, kat sini ada banyak forum. Okay, if you have anything, you can just post because a lot during my PhD pun I have a lot of problem, so I always post my question here, so there always be someone who will willing to answer my question. So they're the release of dual physics version, and then about workshop ada publication. So it's very helpful. You just need to register. Don't you forget to register. Mana dah? Okay. Okay, and reference. So this is the main reference paper. He put it here on SPH, and then the other journal papers. So you can always know what the trend right now people do with dual physics. So the latest one is 2021. Very laju. Ini dia guna wave energy converter. Okay, and then dia buat apa lagi? Yang ni mungkin terlalu engineering sangat. Ni simulation of real sea wave impacting on a large structure. Okay, and then also have wave search converter ataupun surf zone wave. And then ada water related natural hazard. So tak banyak sangat guna untuk coastal engineer sebenarnya. So that is the reason why kalau you guys explore, ramai orang will cite you because dia banyak guna engineering, you guys dia tak banyak sangat guna untuk coastal sangat. Dia still lagi baru-baru lagi. So kalau you guys yang mana yang intend to do it is a good platform lah. You guys buat benda lain. Tak buat benda yang sama je kan. Orang pun boleh cite you. Okay, and of course there ada tutorial here. Can always follow the tutorial. It is a basic tutorial lah. Nanti kita akan go deep one by one. Dia ada video tutorial, cara nak install, introduction, visualization, how to set up. Everything is in here. And then we go to the how do you not do these things. Okay, first this week we're not going to do any of the example, just to show you. Okay, dalam dual physics ni, how does it run? How to compile everything? Okay, dual physics ni dia because it's open source. Open source ni dia biasalah open source ni dia bukannya macam you click there keluar. Okay, dia work separately. The pre-processing tu separately, process tu separately, the post-processing pun separately. Pre-processing tu you nak set up dia lain, you nak run lain, and you want to visualize lain. Okay, so selain daripada dalam ni dia ada banyak downloads ni, package dia ada banyak version dia. When I'm doing my PhD, I use the 3.1 ni, 2014. So, sekarang dia dah tengok the number of download dia, berapa banyak dah meningkat. Dulu zaman 1.0 700 orang je. Lepas tu 2000 naik sikit. Sekarang bila dah masuk version 4 dah ada 19,500 19,000 people download it. From version 4 to version 4.2 to version 4.4 saja peningkatan yang sangat banyak. 12,000. And then last year July 2020 dah 15,000 and it's increasing lah day by day. Menunjukkan bahawa this software dah mula diterima ramai and a lot of people doing research using it, and it becomes stable lah every release. Mana tahu nanti by the time you habis you study it's already version 8, 9, 10 dah. Masa tu become more stable lagi. Okay, and dalam ni ada dia punya proses saja. The pre-processing tu tak ada, the post-processing tu tak ada. Okay, so what to use? Post processing dia pakai ParaView. This one, ParaView. ParaView pun sebenarnya adalah open source. Semua dia pakai open source. Dia bagi semuanya open source dia. So that you don't have to pay a penny pun to do this software. CUDA Toolkit ni for those yang macam nak ubah the software tu, you have and you want to run dalam GPU, you need the CUDA toolkit. ParaView for post processing, Notepad for you to ubah-ubah coding dia dalam Notepad ni, Notepad++ ke, you nak ubah parameter dia. Blender ni dia macam tadi, you nak bagi nampak the animation cantik. Tak perlu pun tak apa sebenarnya. Just those yang macam the after run, you nak bagi nampak lagi realistic, bombastic tu, pakai Blender. FreeCAD for pre-processing. For those yang ada structure, you can transform into, masuk dalam AutoCAD or FreeCAD. From that, they can read your structure punya dimension. And then quantum GIS ni, for those yang nak buat GIS lah, nak buat inundation ke, kan, inundation ke, nak put macam map ke. NetBeans ni parallel kot, saya pun tak sure, tak pasti guna. So untuk visual, I always letak ParaView lah. This ParaView ni free saja, so dia akan visual your pressure macam mana, dia akan visual your vector macam mana, magnitude macam mana. So dia ada macam-macam lah. So you tak perlu lagi nak, atau kalau you rajin pakai MATLAB pun tak apa, but if you tak rajin, pakai je lah ParaView. FreeCAD free saja. Kalau rajin pakai AutoCAD. So FreeCAD ni, you can do a lot of 3D parametric. So when you do this, you can also learn to do 3D printing, kan? Sama je printing. So dia macam bunyi cik engineering, tapi kadang-kadang structure tu simple je. Kita pakai segi empat. Tak perlu pun FreeCAD ni. FreeCAD ni kalau you nak put a very complex structure lah, you nak buat bentuk sebetul macam coastal defense tu kan, rip-rap tu ke revetment nak bentuk. Tapi kalau you rasa macam okay, for preliminary I don't want to use that, why you put je segi empat je, segi empat, you know, rectangular to represent the coastal defense. FreeCAD ni kalau dia nak letak bentuk yang kompleks lah, bentuk bench ke apa ke, so you can slowly do. Okay. And I think you guys dah learn kot quantum GIS ni kan, dekat masa undergraduate. So that part okay. Okay, soalan daripada tu, pre-post guna ParaView. Pre kita tak guna. Pre kita guna, okay, pre kita guna untuk nak check je. Okay, so bila macam cerita lah. Nanti bila you ada DualSPHysics tu, you kena run separately pre dengan processing dia. When you dah ada dia punya dimension from FreeCAD contohnya, you dapat the structure, air tu, semua tu set up tu, how deep is your water, semua your wave height, semua tu you akan set dalam DualSPHysics. And then you akan run dia punya case, dia panggil generate case. So when you run generate case, dia akan keluar the first setup. Kalau masa first setup tu, you nak check, you guna ParaView. Nak tengok betul tak the tinggi of water, the height of your coastal defense. You just nak double check before you run. But if you tak double check, you run je, by the end of, and you wait for one day, dia tengok, salah rupanya dimension dia, terkeluar lah sana, terkeluar lah sini. So you first run generate case using DualSPHysics, and then you check with ParaView. to see all the dimension is correct, and then baru you run the whole simulation. So macam tu je. It can be peer review, can be MATLAB pun boleh. MATLAB ni usually we nak put the graph cantik sikit everything. Tapi kalau you want to simulate the vector tu, nampak the free surface cantik tu, peer review lah. Okay. Any more question? Okay. Okay. Ada yang dah download ke the package DualSPHysics? Here. Okay, I think better before we proceed the package tu, I wanted to know is it relevant to your work sebenarnya? Because after we download the DualSPHysics ni, we're going to go one by one. So if you think that it's not really relevant to your work, I think better put KIV dulu. Better focus on the things that you already work now. Jangan you nak cover too much, nanti takut you pening. Contohnya macam like my student Aisyah, saya dia akan fokus DualSPHysics saja. That's it. Another student Afiq akan fokus Delft and XBish. So kita nak ada overlap, because when ada overlap you will not have that much time sebenarnya to cover that banyak. So may I know, hari tu ada discuss kan, Aminah, I don't think you will use it, you will focus on DEM ke DSAS ataupun global mapper, right? Hello. Okay, and the rest, Fadli pakai apa? Okay, tak ada jawapan. Yun pakai apa? You pakai mic kan? Okay, guna apa? So kat mana you guys rasa DualSPHysics ni will fit you? Because apa? Saya takut you guys pening sebenarnya, because to study one software and you nak mix match banyak sangat in one study, it will take a lot of time. So better jangan start pun. I mean, we can help. Maksud dia nanti kalau you guys nak pakai, nanti you just boleh collab dengan Aisyah saja. Lagi senang. You just kata, okay, I want this. Nanti Aisyah boleh help you. Kalau you nak start everyone at the same pace, saya takut you guys akan pening nanti. So we each of us have own strength. Kita play macam tu. Contoh kalau Fadli, macam Aminah kata nak go for global mapper, so after this kalau we decide nak pakai global mapper, we just ask help from Aminah aja. So dia boleh concentrate to be an expert dalam global mapper. Macam tu. I think that's lagi bagus daripada all of you kena belajar semua benda serentak. Okay, so I think Fadli better discuss dengan Dr. Effie, kata okay, I don't need the DualSPHysics right now. So tak perlu. You just focus apa yang pakai sekarang. Pakai apa sekarang? What is your planning, Fadli? Text pun boleh, chat pun boleh. How about Yun and Toh? What are your plannings for your research? Okay, wave and current stimulate guna mic, tapi nanti akan guna combine DualSPHysics untuk stimulate overtopping. Okay, yes. And the rest, okay, Aminah will use for overtopping.
Halo, Dokter.
Okay, hi, Yun.
Sorry, tadi mic ada problem.
Okay.
Saya guna mic, tapi Dokter suruh saya belajar ni juga.
Okay. Simulate Aminah. Good, okay. Fadli. Jadi sebab saya risau sebenarnya, sebab saya sendiri pun takes time untuk study dual physics ni. Saya takut halfway you guys give up.
Tak.
ah.
Yang tu ni dia buat FYP sekarang for degree. Dia guna dual physics juga. Sama method dengan Amin. Min.
Okay. Okay. Then tak apa, kita try buat. Kalau rasa macam you guys dah kepeningan, better macam hujung-hujung you guys, because kalau dual physics is not the main part of your research, then we can help. Maksudnya Aisyah and me, we can help that part saja, that small part of your research. Kalau your dual physics is your major part in your research, then baguslah ikut. Tapi kalau you rasa macam okay, you're going to take dual physics for a small part saja, then we will help you when the time comes. The time comes to nak buat that part, we will help you. Tapi tak apa, try discuss with Dr. Effie first, because nak cater everything is not easy. Lepas tu saya macam decide my student, okay, you just focus on your expertise, and then bila the rest of the FYP student datang apa, we know siapa nak cari based on their expertise. Ustaz Afiq on XBish will help on XBish, and I will help on dual physics. So kita tak campur everything. Okay, tapi Fadli nak cakap apa? Ada nak cakap? Okay, for those yang still nak continue, is okay. You nanti boleh download the latest version of Dual Physics, version 5.0.2 zip release ni. Okay, so when you download it and unzip it, okay, dia akan ada all these folders. Ada bin, document, example, SRC, extra, and phase change. So you can see, because it's open source, it's not exactly kita download software and then dia keluar interface. The GUI tu tak ada. So we need to run it using the CMD. Okay. CMD. Command prompting. Yes, I think most of you dah pernah tengok. So we run using command prompt, and then baru dia keluar results. And result we read by Excel, MATLAB, PowerView, etc. Okay. Dah ada yang download ke? Ke belum lagi? Okay. So dalam folder ni, jangan pening-pening. So kita kena go one by one. The most important one for beginners is you look at the folder documents. Okay. Sorry. Folder yang bawah ni dulu. File Dual Physics. You click this one. Okay. Di sini dia bagi all the inventory ke? Ada apa yang ada inside the folder tu? So inside the folder Dual Physics 5.0, dia bagi tahu in the bin ada Linux, Windows, in document folder ada guides, help, format. Dalam example folder ada all the examples you can try. SRC folder, multiple phase semua ni adalah the one yang those yang nak ubah the coding itself. So for those yang tak nak, you can ignore this one. And beside dalam folder yang dia bagi, dia also bagi GitHub. If you click this one, and you click dekat wiki, ada all the manual there, the background, introduction, siapa developer dia, how dia formulate. Tapi for those yang tak pening-pening, tak perlu pun go through. Ini penting for those yang nak change the code. For example, kalau dia tengok dia nak letak local anything value ke, they have to go through all the equation juga sebab dia nak tahu kat mana nak ubah. Kalau tidak dia ubah sekali tak nampak. So sini ada all the manual thing and example. So if you click on number 7, test cases, the main examples. So we going to do all these examples, the main examples. Here we have dam breaking, kita ada case on wave, kita ada case on shifting, moving square. Saya akan pick several sloshing, several case yang I think boleh help making you understand how it work. Wave maker, and then kita ada wave maker juga 2D, and then kita ada wave flap, and we have apa ni? This is the absorbing punya ni, dam break ni, breakwater. So breakwater. So you can see the small particle terkeluar. So the overtopping. So this is the value of overtopping. Awas ni macam dia wave absorb. Dia absorb the wave tu. Tak perlu overtopping. Dia banyaklah, ada banyak case. So kita akan buat sikit demi sikit untuk kita fahamkan. Yang mana yang terlalu engineering, not going to do. We go to do yang close to coastal area, coastal field. Okay. Kalau pergi pada dokumen, sini ada guides, help, format guides ni, semuanya dalam ni ada PDF file ataupun presentation file on every case, not every case lah, on general case. Help, kalau you guys tak faham how to do the coding, bukan coding sangat pun, how to do what's the keywords, dia akan ada at every ni, and then dia punya format semua tu. Okay, so the one yang akan help you banyak adalah the guides ni dan juga GitHub tadi. Kalau you guys nak buat initial reading. Kat bawah sekali ni XML guide 5.0 PDF ni, if you click this one, dia ada XML guide for dual physics. Di mana kita nak create our own case using XML5. Dia everything dia write dalam XML ni, XML punya file ni. Dia punya input dia. Okay, setakat tu okay ke? Slow. Any comments? Ayi okay ke Ayi? Ayi kena paling okay sekali. Dia tidur dah. Okay je. Okay code. Okay. So, today, I think kita cut short situ je. Kita tak nak bagi pening. So you tahu dah what's the function of dual physics, what's the benefit of using dual physics, how does it look like the end product dia keluar macam mana. And then for those yang nak continue, if you discuss, you download the folder tu. And then ada two documents yang can help you, two sources. Number one adalah the GitHub tu. The GitHub punya source, and the second one dalam folder document file. So next week kita akan membedah this file, go through one by one. Okay, slowly by slowly. Okay, so for those interested, next week you can join us at the same time. Okay, so esok akan jadi next week akan tough sikit because kita akan go through banyak. So yang interested next week, you can download the file and we go through sama-sama. Okay. Any question? Ada question?
Doktor.
Ya.
So maksudnya nanti kena install juga ParaView dengan CUDA toolkit sekali kan doktor? Sebab kalau tak install ParaView nanti nak tengok dia punya initial model tu payah.
Betul. CUDA kit tak perlu.
Uh-huh.
ParaView and FreeCAD je.
Okay.
Dengan Notepad++. Notepad++. Itu saja. CUDA ni kalau you nak involve menukar coding dalam dia, for now kita tak nak lah, because it will be too difficult. Tu kita hanya nak bermain dengan example dia saja. You kena faham macam mana nak set up dia, macam mana nak run dia, macam mana nak do pre-processing, macam mana nak do post-processing. After you dah buat banyak kali example, you tahu dah kat mana nak extract point dia, because you boleh extract at different point kan, macam mic juga. Macam mic tu you just put je nombor kat sini, you kena tengok okay, kat mana coordinate dia, you nak extract the point semua tu. So okay. Okay, I think that's all for today. Kita tak nak panjang. We make it every week 1 hour of discussion. Kecuali kalau benda tu complicated, kita tarik sikit lah. For now, just 1 hour. Any more question? Kalau tidak, saya tutup today's punya session. Okay, tak ada soalan. Okay, jumpa lagi next week, same time. Don't forget to download everything. Okay, thank you so much. Assalamualaikum and have a very good afternoon, everybody. Stop recording.